Hello and welcome to this feature interview. I'm Emily Carrier. Over the past couple weeks following Martin Luther King Day, campus has been flooded with red X's, t-shirts saying I am an abolitionist, and wristbands like this one with the hashtag EHCEndIt. This is all part of the End It movement, an effort to shine a light on modern-day slavery. You might think you are not involved in modern-day slavery. I certainly didn't. Here to set us straight, I've invited Zachary James and Glenn Stewart to the set today. Fellas, thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Now, I want to start. Explain what is the End It movement. Zach, you can start.
The End It movement is a big move and a push to educate and bring awareness to modern-day slavery today, going on around the world, even in the United States. Really, the big thing is that education and awareness. There are certain events put on. There's a website with multiple links to facts and other websites that include, pages that can help end modern slavery as far as donations and certain products that don't use modern-day slavery.
And Glenn, when did you first learn that slavery is still an issue?
My biggest thing was October 31st, 2012. My 15-month-old sister come to my house for Halloween, and she was abused really bad. So that kind of got me fired up about child abuse in that area. And then a couple months later, the passion started the End It movement, and that's what really I kind of felt that passion towards it, because it's just more than abuse. It's it's slavery. It's working for free, it's owning other people, it's beating them, it's raping them, and all those such things.
I looked up some numbers on the End It movement's website, and I brought those to the set today. I'm just going to read some of those out for our viewers that don't really understand modern-day slavery. 17,500 people are trafficked into the United States annually. Atlanta is one of the biggest hubs for slavery, and specifically childhood prostitution. Every 2 minutes, 4 children are sold into slavery. That would be about 14 children in the time of this interview. 120 children in an hour, 2,880 children in a day, and over 1 million in a year. And the slavery industry makes about $32 billion per year. Zach, Glenn talked about his personal passion for this movement. What are your response to these numbers? Are the numbers your passion for this movement? What started your fire?
Mine was more recent. When Justin Dillon came, there was the call and response film that he put together, and I went to that, and I assumed modern-day slavery went on. I didn't realize the statistics on it. What really hit me, there was a scene where there were little girls being sold for sex, 6 or 7 years old, and it really hit me. I have nieces the same age, and I can't even imagine them even knowing what it is, and in the video, they know nothing different. And that really kind of hit me right in the heart, and that's what got me really fired up about it. Then I went to pretty much every event on MLK Day and learned more about it. And then after all this, Glenn and I sat down and we were just kind of like, we need to talk and try and figure something to do.
Glenn, what was your response to some of Justin Dillon's sessions on Martin Luther King Day?
A lot of it was already known information for me, because I've been with it for a year and a half, so I kind of knew what he was going to say, how he was going to present it. But what really got me was how, in the call and response video, how all the musicians and artists come together to support the cause, and how so many people still don't know about it, even though people try to educate them.
Right. Justin Dillon talked a lot on Martin Luther King Day about a slavery footprint. Can you guys explain to me what that means?
There's a website that you can go onto, and what you do is you go in and there's questions about your home and what products you use and food you eat, and it ends up spitting out a number of approximately how many people you enslave based on the products that you use. So it was shocking to me. I had 32 slaves, and just thinking about that, you know, just for the clothes that I wear, it was eye-opening.
And Glenn, you mentioned another website like the Slavery Footprint. Tell me about that.
That website is freetowork.org. And you can go on there and you can look up name brands of sports equipment, shoes, clothes, food, and see which ones had the most slaves. Adidas and Reebok are at the top, along with Timberlands, but at the bottom, Nike and Jordan shoes save $20 million a year using slaves instead of paying workers to make their own shoes.
Now, bringing it even closer to home, we had an event on campus and around the world on February 27th. Tell me what went on that day.
It was pretty cool. I know for us, we set up an event to raise awareness about it. We had multiple tables covering different aspects, slavery in the United States, specifically sex trafficking. We had a donations table just trying to earn a little bit of money towards the cause. And really, that's one of the biggest things. And drawing the red X on your hand, a lot of people ended up doing that, which was really cool. It's just something that someone will look at, ask a question about, and you can inform them. And I think that's one of the biggest things, is just letting people know, because, I mean, I pretty much had no idea until this event, or the MLK event. And so really just spreading the word and letting people know what they can do and kind of the numbers to see if it can inspire them to do something.
And before we go, Zach, you told me a story of a young man buying a T-shirt in FCA. Would you mind to share that with me again?
Yeah. Is it okay if I share his name?
If you feel comfortable.
Okay. I was working in the cafeteria, just working on selling shirts for any type of donation, and this kid, Eli, came up to me and asked me, what is this about? And so I told him some statistics. He was like, well, what constitutes as slavery? And so I went in and told him more about that and what we were trying to do and where the money went to and everything. And you could just see in his face that it was really hitting home. And so he just shook his head and kind of, you could tell he was thinking for a second, said, are you going to be here? And I said, yeah. And he's like, I'll be back. He left and came back and donated $100 for just a single T-shirt. And what really hit me was I see him working hard almost every day just to be able to go to school here, and he was willing to donate that much. And he was willing to give basically as much as he could for a cause. And it really hit home. It was cool.
Well, Glenn, Zach, it seems like you have really shone a light on slavery on campus and really lit a spark. Thank you for sharing your passion with me today on set.
Thank you.
And thank you for watching. This has been your EHC TV feature interview. For Glenn Stewart and Zachary James, I'm Emily Carrier. Now we'll send it over to Tweet, Pray, Love with Cole Conley.